Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. A new beta for the fleet carriers is set to take place in May. For the first time, Frontier will be conducting this beta on Xbox and PlayStation in addition to the PC. Now, many console users will be new to this process, so it's worth taking a bit of time to explain how things generally work. For PC users, the new information here is when the snapshot of your account will actually be taken. So the beta servers are entirely separate from the regular servers. They contain the new build of the game with all the features that Frontier want players to test. In this case, that's the fleet carriers. The beta servers will also contain a copy of your Elite Dangerous account, meaning that you don't have to start from scratch. However, the data Frontier use in the copy of your account is not bang up to date. For example, with the first fleet carrier beta, players found that the copy of their account was around 2 weeks old or so. This time around, Frontier are giving us a heads up of when this snapshot copy of your Elite account is going to occur, and that date is the 30th of April. There's no dates yet on when the second beta will begin, but based on the usual 2-week gap between snapshot and beta launch, it seems reasonable to speculate that the second beta will possibly start around mid-May. Now, those who have experience with the beta will be well aware of how all this works. On PC, there is a separate option to launch beta within the game's launcher. How this will work on consoles hasn't been explained, but it seems very likely that it will exist as a separate download to your main Elite Dangerous install. So everything that you do in beta does stay in beta. That is to say that no progress in beta will carry over to the live servers. So if you earn yourselves a ton of money, you will not get to keep that. The benefits are that you will get to help test the game, as well as to gain the ability to check out and experiment with the content without doing any harm to your main account. Basically, if you spend all of your money on things in beta, then there's no harm done, as this will not affect your live account. So that's basically a quick overview there for players who are new to the process, mainly players who are on consoles. The second phase of the fleet carrier test will no doubt contain the changes Frontier have already made to the costs and whatnot, although it is possible that these may change again for the second beta. We'll have to kind of wait and see for that. Also, we can expect to see the addition of universal cartographics as a service to the fleet carriers, and we can also expect to see tritium become at least 2 times more effective, allowing carriers to conduct more jumps for the same amount of fuel. Of course, both of these additions are going to be particularly useful for explorers. Now, whether or not further changes go into the play for fleet carriers, we don't yet know, but I wouldn't be surprised to at least see a few minor changes here and there, and maybe there's the possibility at least of 1 or 2 larger changes. However, there's no telling for sure. In terms of the things that I would personally like to see, I do have a list, some that's quite extensive actually. A few of these points I have discussed in previous videos, so there's no need to go over old ground with all of that, but those particular issues do relate to the commodities market. Check out the previous video if you want to check up on that. Now, a couple of other additions I would like to see would be the shipyard installed on carriers as a default service. The shipyard, after all, is required in order for players to transfer their personal fleet into the carrier, and these huge vessels are personal fleet carriers. From that point of view, it would make sense to switch the commodities market out to an optional service perhaps and replace it with the shipyard. In terms of more longer-term functionality, that is to say something that is extremely unlikely to be added anytime soon, I'd like to see the ability for players to trade materials on a material market, that is, a player-run market. The buying and selling of materials would genuinely open up a player-driven economy. Prices could then be left open and set by players, and I'm sure they would find their own natural balance on the market. In addition to this, the ability to sell engineered modules would also be a very nice option. Again, this would drive the creation of a player-run economy, which would no doubt settle with its own pricing levels. Now, I fully realise that some may argue that this would allow players to bypass certain gameplay, meaning that they wouldn't have to create the modules themselves, for example, if they didn't want to. However, the counterpoint here remains that someone would still have to do the work, again generating a genuine economy with the full process of resource gathering, manufacturing, sale and distribution, the full supply and demand chain then. Also, if Frontier really wanted to push the boat out here, the ability to sell fully engineered and customized ships would be very nice as well. Now, I do agree that at this point it would be fully reasonable to point out that this is completely beyond the scope of what Elite Dangerous currently is. However, I'd also suggest there that all of these gameplay loops already exist in the game. That is, the ability to gather and create. All that really is needed would be for the ability for players to sell and distribute these items, and fleet carriers would seem to provide the perfect avenue for that. Anyway, all that said, the important news for today, the beta snapshot will be taken on the 30th of April. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.